Konnichiwa minna. Hello Straw Hats. In this video, I will be doing a reaction video from Tekking101. So shout out to him. He just did a video called One Piece 1159 Breakdown, Dragon's Fruit, and Rox's Lineage. So I will leave a link in the description of this video if you guys would check that video out without my commentary. So let's get started. So if you guys would like to see more of these types of videos from me, definitely use your devil fruit abilities to hit that subscribe button down below. So yeah, let's get started. So I will be splitting this reaction up into two videos. That way this video will not be terribly long. That is a good question. My favorite color is pink. Second favorite would be purple. So Pinku Ichiban, Niban Murasaki. So green in Japanese is Midori, like in case you guys did not know. Th- that is interesting. I did not know that. Gilbastar was in this chapter, which I don't even know who that character is. So that's cool. Yeah, me too. I totally missed them. Sounds good to me, Tekken. Sounds good to me. Yeah, like I really do like Karu. So, like, who question? So where is Vivi when it comes to all this? Like the last time we've seen Vivi was in Egghead, and she was working together with Wapol. So I really don't know what's going on between those two, but that's the only update that we've got. Or Cotton. Yeah, like it would make sense that Dragon got his double fruit, the no, not the Kaze Kaze no Mi, right? He has the double fruit of the wind, right? Like I think it's the Kaze Kaze no Mi, but correct me if I'm wrong. Like in the comment section. So yeah, like it would make sense that he got his double fruit ability in God Valley. Makes sense. Like or maybe Dragon is like Zack from Final Fantasy VII. Maybe he's already first class, or maybe he's like Cloud, where he's pretending to be first class. So he's saying that he's first class, but he's not, like Cloud. So maybe that is the situation with Dragon. I really do like Logtown. It's definitely one of my favorite arcs in One Piece, even though it was really, really short. Like, we get the introduction to Dragon, Luffy's dad. We get to see his devil fruit ability. We get to see Hippon Matsu and Zoro get some new swords. I think Tashigi, my favorite character, she's introduced in Logtown. We see a little bit of a fight between Zoro and Tashigi, even though Zoro would have won that round, but he hesitated. Um, like, I think that's the scene where Tashigi was doing like the Velma thing from Scooby Doo, like, where are my glasses? I can't see without my glasses. Um, so yeah, really, really cool arc. Definitely one of my favorites. I agree. Luffy almost passed away from Buggy. I totally agree. So you could basically say that Buggy was the first character to almost get rid of Luffy. So it wasn't Magellan then from Impel Down. It was Buggy. So you can say that. So yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Seeing Dragon having a mythical zone, because there are a lot of mythological creatures that control wind. I think there is a god that allows to control wind, I believe. Yeah, so I could definitely see that for sure. So, like, it makes me wonder, who had the pawpaw fruit first, before Kuma, and who had the dragon fruit before Kaido. Like, I really wonder about that. Hmm. Yeah. So who was born between? Yeah. So who was born before Kaido and Kuma? Yeah, that's hard to say. Yeah. So that's quite interesting. How in this tournament, there's two devil fruits that are up for prizes. So kind of like the same thing with the Coliseum in Dressrosa, where the Marimarinomi was the prize, and then Sabo won that tournament, and then that's how he got the Marimarinomi. So that's interesting that, like in God Valley, this tournament was the first to do that. So yeah, that is interesting. Um, I, I kind of disagree. Like, you could totally use the win-win fruit like to your advantage. Like, there have been many characters that have the power to control wind, and they can like essentially fly. I think in Black Clover, I think his name is I think his name is Yuno. Yuno has like a wind superpower, and basically he can fly. He used it as like a form of transportation. So I think Dragon can do the same thing. But that's just my opinion. I don't know what is up with babies and treasure chests. I really don't get that. Like, okay. I agree. I could definitely see the treasure chests being like a bunch of loot boxes. Very random. You could get something good, and you also could get something bad. So it's like, yeah, so it's like a gamble. So I could definitely see that for sure. Yeah, that's true. That is really true. That he has the habit of abandoning children. But he is, part of the Revolutionary Army, that is a big responsibility, so, yeah. Yeah, so Garling I is good with his children's names, but he's okay with getting rid of his wife. So, yeah, that's what makes Garling a very, very horrible character. And I hope what goes around comes around. Look, it is sad. Kanashi. Rest in peace to Shanks and Shamrock's mother. Rest in peace to her. Yeah. So we get to see who Blackbeard has a child. Yeah, that is interesting. So, like, essentially, I guess Luffy and Blackbeard would be siblings. They would be brothers. Like, if that was the situation, like, is Luffy born like in this time period? Because if that's the case, I really don't see that happening. I really don't see Blackbeard and Luffy being brothers. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I could definitely see Tritoma being Luffy's mom. I could definitely see that for sure. That sounds more reasonable. But that's just my opinion. I could definitely see Dragon, yeah, Dragon being a vice admiral for the Marines if he decided to stay like in the Marines. I could definitely see that. I definitely agree with that. But I'm so glad that Dragon like decided to create his own organization. Yeah, like I'm so glad that he did that. And then same thing with Sword. Like even though Sword is much later, like in the story, like I'm so glad that that people, yeah, like people like in the One Piece world, like when they used to be Marines, they kind of do their own thing. So like I'm really happy to see that because the Marines, they're a not nice organization, like I will say, because they're tied to the world government, and we all know that the world government is a not nice organization. So I agree. I could definitely see that for the Kuja, um, where like they only give birth to girls when they're on that island, but once they go outside of that island, maybe the rest of the island, they give birth to boys. Maybe that's the situation. But yeah, I totally agree with that for sure. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about this video down below. So, yeah, guys, I will see y'all next time. My honey.